Hi children, good morning to you all. So today we are going to see the formulas from chapter 11 and 12. So let's continue the session children. So first one, we are going to see the formulas of chapter 11. So already this area of a square, then area of a rectangle, all these formula you have studied in your smaller classes and in the last year also we have learned. So these formulas are included in this chapter. Okay, so what is area of a square children? So you can see a shape square here, right? So what is the area of a square? Area means which is inside the square. The space which is inside the square is area. Perimeter means the boundary area of the square is a perimeter. Perimeter means the boundary area outside the square. This boundary is perimeter. Area means inside. Okay, so area of a square means side into side. You all know square, all the four sides are equal. So area of a square means side into side. Area of a square, what is the formula? Side into side. So perimeter means boundary area, right? So in a square, how many sides are there, children? Four sides. So 4 into side is a perimeter of a square. 4 into side is a perimeter of a square. So next we can see the formula for area of a rectangle. So area of a rectangle. So rectangle we have length and breadth. We have length and breadth. So area means length into breadth. Area means length into breadth. So perimeter means how many sides are there for rectangle? 4 sides. So 2L. Perimeter means we are measuring the boundary area, right? So how many sides are there? Rectangle, opposite sides are equal, right? So 2L, right? We can write 2 common also we can. This formula is also right. 2 we are taking it out common and length plus breadth. You can follow any one formula. Okay. So 2 into length plus 2 into breadth, or we can say 2 into L plus B. So what are the four formulas? Area of a square, you can just can say with me children. Area of a square, side into side. Area of a square, side into side. Perimeter of a square, 4 into side. Area of a rectangle, length into breadth. Area of a rectangle is length into breadth. Perimeter of a rectangle, 2 into length plus 2 into breadth, or you can say 2 into length plus breadth. So these are the formulas. Okay. At the last, I'll ask you that time you have to answer it. Okay, children. So now, are you thorough with these four formulas? I think these formulas are familiar with you, but even though, just recall it. Is it clear, children? Now let's see the next formulas. Area of a circle. These formulas also you have studied, right? Area of a circle. So this is a circle. This is a center point. Okay, so this is radius, right? This is radius. So this full length we'll say it is diameter. Half we'll say it is radius, right? So area of a circle means pi r square. So what is the value of pi? What is the value of pi, children? So last year you have learned it as 22 by 7. So if we are writing in decimal, 3.14. So both values are correct. One we have written in fraction. If we are converting into decimal, we'll write it as 3.14. So R means what? Radius. R means what? Radius. So what is the area of a circle? Pi r square. Then circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. So pi, what is the value? 3.14. Radius 2 into pi into r. So 2 pi r means 2 into pi into r. So what is the area of a circle? Pi r square. Circumference of a circle. Circumference means this area is circumference of a circle. Circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Next one, area of a triangle. So this is base. Okay, this is base area. This is height. So height we can say this is height. So this is base and this is height. So half into base into height. Half into base into height. Area of a triangle, what is the formula? Half into base into height. Then perimeter of a triangle. So in triangle, how many sides are there? 3 sides are there. Maybe it is isosceles triangle, maybe equilateral triangle, or maybe scalene triangle. So there are different types of triangles are there. So the measurement of each side will be differ. So there is no particular formula for perimeter. Just sum of all sides. Sum of all sides. So perimeter of a triangle means just adding all the sides of a triangle. Okay, so area of a circle, what is the formula? Pi r square. Circumference of a circle, what is the formula? 2 pi r. Area of a triangle, what is the formula? Half into base into height. What is area of a triangle? Half into base into height. So perimeter of a triangle, there is no particular formula, but adding all the sides is equal to perimeter of a triangle. So perimeter means the boundary area, the surrounding area, right? So this side plus this side plus this side is a perimeter. So sum of all sides. So till these formulas you have learned in your previous class, right? Grade 7 you have learned all these formulas, right children? So now let's see the next part. So now just recall what are the formulas we have learned. We have learned for square, we have learned for rectangle, now circle and triangle. For 4 shapes we have learned the formulas. So keep in mind these formulas. So these formulas are very important. These formulas in the next year we are going to learn the same formulas, and there are some problems also. So that's why just I'm teaching you the formulas of these two chapters. The formulas are very important. Okay, already for exponents and powers last year you have learned the same formulas only this year also. So that is easy for you. But here you are going to learn some other formulas. Okay, so you know the formula for square, rectangle, circle, triangle. Now let's see the formulas for other shapes. So parallelogram, area of parallelogram. So this is a parallelogram, right? Here opposite sides are equal. For parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are equal. So this is base. This is base area and this is height, right? So we can say this is height. This is also we can say it is height. So what is the formula for area of a parallelogram? Base into height. So if we are taking this side as a base area, then this will be the height. Okay, so area of a parallelogram, what is the formula? Base into height. Just keep in mind, base into height. Then perimeter of a parallelogram, 2 into sum of adjacent side. Here what are the adjacent side? Adjacent sides means which are nearby. This is a adjacent side, these two are adjacent sides. We can say this is this side and this side are adjacent sides. So adjacent side means the nearby side. So what is the formula for perimeter of a parallelogram? 2 into, for example, this side is base is 3 and height is 4. So these two adjacent sides we are taking. So 3 plus 4. Example, okay, 3 plus 4. So 3 plus 4, what is the answer? 7, right? So 2 into 7. So what is the perimeter of a parallelogram? 2 sevens are 14. 14 is the answer. Okay. So area of a parallelogram, base into height. Perimeter of a parallelogram, 2 into sum of adjacent sides. 2 into sum of adjacent sides. So this is a new formula you are learning, right? So area of a parallelogram, base into height. Perimeter of a parallelogram, 2 into sum of adjacent sides. So next one, trapezium. Area of trapezium. Half into height into, this is base. Okay, we'll take this as base. We can take this also as base. So we can take this as height. Okay, and take this as height. So half into height into B1 plus B2. B1 plus B2. Base 1 and base 2. This is base 1 and this is base 2. So area of a trapezium, what is the formula? Half into height into base 1 plus base 2. Okay. area of a trapezium half into height into B1 plus B2. B1 means base 1 plus base 2. So here also there is no particular formula for perimeter of a trapezium. So how we will find the perimeter? Sum of all the sides. Sum of all sides. So just repeat after me. Area of a parallelogram, base into height. Perimeter of a parallelogram, 2 into sum of adjacent sides. 2 into sum of adjacent sides. Now area of a trapezium, half into height into base 1 plus base 2. Perimeter of a trapezium, sum of all sides. Is it clear, children? Next one, area of a quadrilateral. Area of a quadrilateral. So if four sides are there, we'll say all the shapes is quadrilateral, right? So if they're asking the formula for area of a quadrilateral, how we'll be writing? Half into diagonals. If diagonals are given, so here I'm drawing a diagonal. Okay, diagonals are given means half into diagonal. So this will be one height, right? This will be one height and this will be another one. So we can take this as height 1 and we can take this as height 2. So what will be the formula for area of a quadrilateral? Half into diagonal into h1 plus h2. That means height 1 plus height 2. Area of a quadrilateral, half into diagonal into h1 plus h2. So here also there is no particular formula for perimeter. So if you want to find the perimeter of a quadrilateral, sum of adding all the four sides will be the answer for perimeter of a quadrilateral. Next one, rhombus. So rhombus means how you will be. Take this as draw a rhombus. Okay, this is rhombus. So this is one diagonal and this is another diagonal. So half into D1 plus D2. Half into diagonal D1 into diagonal D2. Half into diagonal 1 into diagonal D2. So how you will find the area of a rhombus? You want to draw the diagonal. If diagonal, they will be giving. So half into diagonal 1 into diagonal 2. Now, perimeter of a rhombus here, rhombus means all the four sides will be equal in measurement. So, 4 into side. So, the 4 into side, the same formula, we are using it for which shape, children? Square. Perimeter of a square, 4 into side. The same formula for perimeter of a rhombus, 4 into side. Is it clear, children? So, these are the formulas in chapter 11. So, in this chapter, just we are not going to see the problems. Okay, just learn the formulas. So in this chapter, these formulas are very important. When you go to higher grades, you will be using these formulas. There also will be the word problems and small problems. Every place they are using the formulas. So the formulas are the basic of this chapter. So go through the formulas. I don't want to leave this chapter. That's why I'm teaching the formulas. So very important thing is all these formulas, the 16 formulas, you have to learn it. Okay, the 16 formulas are very important. You have to learn it. So write and see the formulas and go through it. Okay, children. I hope all will be learning these formulas. So we have learned the formulas for square, then rectangle, then circle, then triangle, next parallelogram, then trapezium, then quadrilateral and rhombus. Okay, so in every shape you are learning two formulas, right? In every shape you are learning two formulas. So go through the formulas and study well. And next chapter, chapter 12, exponents and powers. This is the same formulas what you have learned in your chapter 7. Chapter 7, the same formulas we have learned. Here the problems are the same formulas you are using, the same type of problems, also exercise problems, but one or two little advanced like m plus 1. So there we'll be applying the equation method as well as these formulas. So in this chapter also these formulas are very important. So just revise it, children. Already you know this formula. Just even though you just listen this. A power m into a power n. A power m into a power n. For example, I am giving a question 2 power 2 into 2 power 6. Then how you will apply this formula? A power m plus n means 2 power 2 plus 6. 2 plus 6, 8. 2 power 8. Okay, this is how we will be applying this formula. So a power m into a power n means a power m plus n. A power m plus n. Then a power m divided by a power n. If division symbol is there, then we will be writing a power m minus n. And m will be greater than n. For example, a power m the whole power n equal to a power m. So just revise it, just recall it, children. So if I am writing this 2 power 6 the whole power 2. If you are seeing a question like this, then which formula you will be applying? You will be applying this third formula. What is the formula? A power m the whole power n is equal to a power mn. So 2 power mn means 6 is m and 2 is n. 6 is m and 2 is n. So mn means m into n. So 6 into 2. 6 2s are 12. So 2 power 12. Do you remember this problem, children? So just start from the first formula. A power m into a power n is equal to a power m plus n. Next one, a power m divided by a power n is equal to a power m minus n. And third one, a power m the whole power n is equal to a power mn. Now next one, fourth one, a power m plus b power m the whole power is equal to a by b the whole power m. How you will read it? A power m plus b power m is equal to a by b the whole power m. So if a and b are different, for example, 3 power 2 plus 4 power 3. If this is a question, here the integers 3 and 4 are different numbers. So we cannot apply any formulas this one. So we will write 3 divided by 4. Sorry, 4 power 2, right? 4 power 2. So here the powers are same and the integers are different. 3 and 4 are different. So A is 3 and B is 4. A is 3 and B is 4. But the powers are same. So we'll write 3 by 4 the whole power 2. Whole power 2. So if you see A and B different numbers, but the powers are same and the symbol is plus means we will be applying this formula. 3 by 4 the whole power 2. Is it clear, children? So A power 0 is equal to 1. That means if I am writing 2 power 0. So if you see any number by power 0, then the answer will be equal to 1. Answer will be 1. If you see any number with the power 0, then the answer will be 1. Next one, minus 1. That means if you see any number, this already you have learned in integers, the same formula, right? So minus 1. So if you see any negative number, you take minus 2. Minus 2 and the power is even number. So we can write any even number. For example, I am writing it 4. 4 is a even number. So minus 2 the whole power 2 means minus 1 the whole power even number. That means any negative number with the power even power number, power is a even number means always answer will be positive. Okay. If you see any negative number with the power is a even number, then always answer will be positive. So if you see any negative number and the power is a odd number, then answer will be always negative number. So we'll see one example. Minus 2 the whole power 4. So 4 is a even number or odd number, children? It is a even number. So minus 2 the whole power 2, 4 means we will have to multiply minus 2 how many times? 4 times. So minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. So multiply 2 twos are 4. Next 4 twos are 8. Then 8 twos are 16. So 16. So it's a positive number because negative number and the power is a even number means always answer is positive. If you want, you can check it. Minus into minus, minus into minus, plus, right? Again, plus into minus, minus. Then minus into minus, plus. Look at here, it's a positive number. So you don't want to do the simplification. Just we can write it down 16. It's a positive number. If you know this formula, it is easy. You don't want to do minus into minus plus like that. You don't want to do it. Just you can write it down. The answer is a positive number. The same thing. If it is an odd number means the answer will be negative. For example, minus 2 the whole power 3. Minus 2 the whole power 3 means till this number, right? We'll cancel it this one. So 1, 2, 3. So minus 2 into, so 2 into 2, 4. 4 twos are 8. So the answer will be 8. So minus into minus, plus. Plus into minus, minus 8. It is a negative number. Okay. So negative number and the power is a odd number. Answer will be negative. Is it clear? So a power m, just one time just revise it, children. A power m into a power n means a power m plus n. And a power m divided by a power n is equal to a power m minus n. Then a power m the whole power n is equal to a power mn. Next, a power m plus b power m is equal to a by b the whole power m. Then a power 0 is equal to 1. Then minus 1 the whole power even number is equal to 1, and minus 1 the whole power odd number means it is equal to minus 1. Okay, even number means answer will be positive, negative number means the answer will be negative. If it's an odd number, answer will be negative. Is it clear, children? So please go through the formulas and write and see the formulas. So, and please learn your lessons, children. Thank you, children. So best wishes for your exam, and at least learn the topics what I taught you. Okay. So please go through the YouTube classes and study what are the topics I have taught you. Go through that problems and just for this chapter 11 and 12 just learn the formulas. It's very important, just learn the formulas. Okay, children, is it clear to you? And please watch your YouTube classes and prepare for your exams. And best wishes, and all should attend the exam. Okay, let's see what you have understand from the YouTube classes. Okay, children, bye. See you soon.